Hey everyone, Sarah here again today, and I am doing my first layout with the Color Rush Studios October Sweater Weather Kit. My background is actually one of the pages from Bold and Basics 2 that I was also sent. And right now I am going through and trying to find little bits and pieces that I'm going to use to embellish. When I was unboxing this kit, I thought of so many of these that I could cut up and use on a layout. And so I'm going ahead and going through and cutting this page up, and I am going to cut different things out. I don't cut everything out, but, and you see, I also went ahead and pulled that little page because I'm going to cut more of those out and the shapes off to the left-hand side as well. And right there, I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to use the green on there or not, or if I'm going to stick to a specific color palette. And so again, it's something that as I go on, I try to figure out. I was going to do hidden journaling, and I decided against that. But I am going to layer something behind the photos. I love this cute little shape, and so I'm going to fussy cut it out and stick it over on the side. I did fussy cut that little banner that you see at the bottom of the photo out, and somewhere in the process, you'll see that I'll move things and I lose it. So it does not end up on this layout. But when I was cleaning up, I found it, so I have it for another layout. So here I'm just going through and cutting out a couple other things. I decided I wanted to go ahead and put something behind this photo, but I didn't want a bright color. So I used this, but I didn't want to lose those flowers that were on the bottom. So I cut the flowers off, and I glued the photos together so they won't keep moving. Just so I can start getting an idea and, you know, keep things kind of in place for a little bit until I get to the point of I'm actually going to start sticking things to the layout. And paper is not something that I stick to this layout first. So, and I love this. The texture of that is just adorable. And these, I love the black, but I did not want something that dark, especially how dark the photos are, because it is a bonfire. It was dark outside. And so I went with the lighter cream colored ribbon with the orange dots. So stinking cute. I'm going to go ahead and trim more of the green down so I can use it and it's not so bright and bold of the green. Since I'm sticking with more oranges and yellows. I do go with the tealy color on this one as well. I wanted to use that piece behind, and here's where I'm going to figure out what I want to do with the ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece for the top and the bottom. I'm just going to make a square around my photos and make that the focal point instead of cutting out like a square of that mixed media looking paper on the background and putting it on a white piece of paper. I decided I was going to use the ribbon and just kind of make my own little layered square on everything. I kind of hate that I covered up so much of the mixed media paper because it's gorgeous, but I really had fun with adding the texture and everything on this layout. So I'm going to go ahead and finish layering the ribbon on, gluing it down. I didn't use a ton of glue because I knew what was coming next for me. I'm going to go ahead and pull my sewing machine out, and I'm going to make sure to stitch down the center of each of these so that they stay to the layout and I don't have to worry about it. Again, I'm not really good at waiting, and so it's not dry at this point, but I'm making sure to sew to the side of where the glue was. And this way I can continue on with my layout. And you see me here putting all the little bits of thread and stuff to the side, including the thread that I pulled off of the ribbon itself, because I'm going to use that. Why throw it away? So I set that to the side and I pulled this piece out and start layering pieces here and there again. I'll start tucking the pieces that I had out previously back behind to see how I like it. Let's see, what else do there's a little tab. And this is where I start fussy cutting these little cards out as well. And I decided I was going to add a little bit of blue. There wasn't a lot of items on that one that were kind of in the theme of what my layout was. In the close-ups, you'll see my pictures. It was cold. It was the first time we had a real good drop in temperature here. But you can see in one of the pictures that my daughter has got a long sleeve fuzzy coat on, but she has shorts and boots on. So I thought the boots were great. And so I had to put those on there, and they were blue, and I loved that. The color contrast with the oranges and yellows, it was great, but there wasn't a lot. So I went ahead and cut into this paper and pulled out some of those and added blue in a couple other parts of the layout as well. I was worried that that green was going to be too bold, but because I had cut it down so much, you can't really tell. And the blue stands out a lot more, a good pop with that. So I'm going to put this one up there by the sweater, and then I'm going to grab all those little pieces of thread and layer them with that sweater as well. Clean up some of my mess, cut this out a little more, and I think I put that at the top of the photos. But here, since I decided to put in some of that tealy blue color, I'm going to tuck this piece in. That's actually what I had cut that banner out of. Yeah, and I can't find it. Like, at this point in this layout, I do find it, but not before I'm done with the layout. So I'm at that point. I am wanting to stick things down. I stuck that blue piece down up at the top behind the tag and everything. I glued it straight to the layout. So I am to that point. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue down here to hold this. And I decided to take that little white piece out so that it'll fray a little more. I'm going to pop my photos up on 3D foam and go ahead and place this down. I cut it out, but I did sit something heavy on top of it for a minute so that it would really adhere. I'm using Scotch Quick Dry, so it doesn't take but a second or two for it to dry anyways, and it'll hold really well. So I'm going to go ahead and scrape up all my edges here, add a little more glue here and there, pull some more thread off, and I'll add it all back to this. There was a piece of thread hanging out right there, and I made sure to bundle it back up with the rest of it. I'm going to add my little boots down there after I scuff them up, of course. Again, I always like texture, so I really had a blast with this layout. Trying to figure out where I'm going to put the tree because I cut it out, I'm using it. I went ahead and stuck it right there. I'm going to pull out the Happy Fall for my title. I thought it was fantastic because for us, this was the beginning of fall. We had a false fall, and I mean, even right now, I don't know if I can consider it fall. We froze. We had a great freeze, but we're already getting back up into the 70s, and by the end of the week, we should be in the 80s. So it's just confused here. I went ahead and pulled out the thicker sheets, and I grabbed an acorn and put it down by the pumpkin on the bottom right, and then a leaf up at the top left by the sweater. I'm going to go ahead and cut this tag out and slide it under the Happy Fall and just glue it right on down. And then I am going to grab some more of my thread from my stash. It's more of the tealy color, like the boots and stuff. And I'm going to add that to a couple places on the layout as well. Just adds more texture. I love it. I think it's great. I can't believe that I haven't done this in so long. And when I say I have a lot of thread, I have so much thread. It's insane. So I'm probably going to be pulling that out more. Use the packaging for my thickers and go ahead and splatter some Black Soot Distressed Oxide around the layout. And that's all you guys see me do here, really. In the final pictures, you'll also see that there is journaling down there. I went ahead and did that off camera. But I really hope you enjoyed this layout. Come back to see what else I make. Make sure to check the description below. There's a link to Color Rush Studios there. And go check out what they have in the shop. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you later. Bye.